There we go. Okay, so we have Arlita and Dory on here. Okay, I think I got that figured out. I can see comments and stuff now, so. All right, welcome everybody to the bow off. We are going to put the Bowdabra, the Easy Bow Maker Deluxe version, and our hands to the test and find out which one's easier or which one makes the better bow. I haven't decided. I kind of like all three options. So that's what we are going to get started with here. All right, it's 1:07, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna turn the phone down and we're going to get ready. Do you guys care which bow or kind of bow we make first? I can show you the ribbons for each grouping. So we have my snowflake cover thingy. I gotta glue that back on, came off. So it's like a sheer white with snowflakes, silver with glitter border and gold Christmas trees, red cardinals, and some red glitter ribbon. So that's one group. This is another group here with the green glitter. We have swirls, polka dots, and little candies. And then we have our rustic bow. I think that's the word I'm looking for. That's really cute. This is just a plain gold shimmer metallic. We've got Christmas trees and a green. So I'm pretty sure that's the way that looks. Okay. I think I'm gonna save that glitter bow for last. I think we're gonna do this one first. Okay. So which one do you guys want to see first? I haven't used the deluxe bow maker for a while. Oops, get my clips out of here before I break them. Now, some people like to use this and some people don't. I think it's mostly a matter of preference, but I think you want to have it coming toward you, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now, the one nice thing about the Easy Bow Maker is you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way out to 8 for you. Okay. And that's nice to, especially for people who don't have a cutting mat with the measurements on it. So you'll always be able to see how long you want your tail to be. If you want to do hardly any tails, you might want to do maybe 2 inches. If you want really long tails, then you're going to need to measure across the whole thing or have a longer ruler. If you want anything beyond 8 or what, 16, something like that. So I actually think this whole thing might be 20 inches. 24 maybe. Okay. So with your pretty side up, you're going to make a twist in the material and bring it down in. Okay. And that gives me a 7.5 inch. And before you start, a little piece of advice. Whatever you are going to be using, whoops, forgot it doesn't work right with the zip ties don't work right well with this thing. Just make sure you have your pipe cleaner in there, okay? You can fold the pieces under so it's not in your way. But it does make your life a lot easier. All right, so we have our tail, and then we're gonna make our first loop. If I can get this ribbon to cooperate with me here. We're gonna make our first loop. And I think I'm gonna do 7. I don't usually make them that big, but you're just going to take the material and twist and pinch it. If it doesn't get all tangled up on you. All right, that's just under 7. That's good. I don't usually make my bows 7. I think I usually do about 6. Okay, and then you're going to take the other side, which is now, I think with this ribbon in particular, there is no bad side or good side. So normally though, your bad side would be face up after you make that twist. And then we're going to use our finger to guide us so that we pull the loop and make it the length that we want it to be. And then just check it when you're done. Okay. Now we have 1 loop on each side. And if I bring them both up, they should be the same length. And they are, so that's good. Okay, so we have this last twist here. Now we're going to take it and we're going to make another loop on each side. So you just line it up out here, pull on it a little bit if you know you didn't get it quite out there far enough. Bow making is a craft, not a science. Okay, and then the same thing over here on this side. Just make sure it's lining up about the same. And I think we are going to do 3 loops of each. So I'm going to do another twist in the center. Okay, making sure that that's all the same length. And then I'm going to make another loop over here. And then we're going to do another one on this side. And you just put it down through, line it up. You can do your twist right in here, or you can do your twist outside of the loop. Okay? But once we get our 3 loops on each side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we're going to measure out however long you want that other tail to be. And then cut it off. Okay, so there is your base layer for your bow. Hey, Rocio. Hello, Jessica, Lisa, Jacqueline. Hello, everybody. All right. Hair's going up. All right, now the reindeer is next. Oh, look at that. I didn't even take the tape off. Just brand new roll. I always like to cut off the little piece that they fold back because you're not always guaranteed to cut that off with your dovetail. Okay, so I'm going to set this down again with the ribbon coming toward me. And this, I think this right here is part of the reason why this is the easy bow maker. Because these dowels are going to stretch wider and wider the more you put in here. And sometimes they can come out if you don't have them down in there good enough. But you don't want them glued in or anything because then it won't give you that leeway that you need. Okay. Now this one, and this is probably why most people do not want to use this here. I want my tail to go this way to start. Okay. So I'm going to do that. Oh, this is nice thick linen ribbon. Or whatever it is, but it's nice and thick. I like it. All right, so there's our tail. And now we're gonna start bringing our bow loops in a little bit. Okay, you can come in an inch, you can come in a ½ inch, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever style or look you wanna go for. I started out pretty big, so I think, and I only have 4 ribbons, so I am going to come in a whole inch with mine. Okay. And I think, yeah, we're going to do 2 loops on each side here. Okay, I just have to find my inch over here on this side now. That looks good. They look even on both sides. So now I'm getting twisted here. All right. Now we're going to take, and I'm just using my finger to make sure I'm lined up with the edge of the other bow I made, or loop, I guess I should say. Okay, and I am, so that's good. And then we're going to do 1 more loop on this side. And I'm just going to work the material down so that it's like a pinch in the center. And then I'm going to stretch out my ribbon here, and I'm going to cut myself a tail. I didn't bring my pin cushion, so that stuff's gonna have to sit off to the side, or else I'm probably gonna get tangled in it. Wouldn't that be funny? Seeing me all tangled in ribbon, it'd be like a Lampoon's Christmas Vacation episode. How many people on here are, ooh, cut a decent amount off of that. That tape like ruined this. How many of you guys can make bows pretty easily? And how many of you struggle? Give me a 1 for you make them good. Give me a 2 for you kind of struggle with them. I'm just curious. Hi, Cheryl. Glad you could join. Okay, so well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get this back on here. I'm not used to using that, so forgive me. Okay, so we're gonna get our ribbon in here. We're gonna make a twist. giving us our tail with the good side up. And now we have our bad side face up over here. And we're going to make another loop, and we're going to come in about another inch. This ribbon is very flimsy, like it's very thin. Okay, we're gonna make another loop over here. Yeah, we're gonna do 2 on each side. Sorry guys, this is very, very thin. I'm trying, because I am going to be selling these bows, so I need to make sure that they are, you know, the way I want them to be. Okay. And do another twist. Okay, that's about the same size. And last one on this material, thank God. All right. All right, so there's that one. And last one for this. Okay. And twist it in the center, giving us our tail. And then we're going to make one small loop here. Well, smaller, because we're now another inch in. And if I had to guess, let me see, where are we at? That is a 4-inch loop, guys. So 7, 6, 5, 4. That's kind of how we did this. Okay, last loop. Sorry, this little dowel, which I still haven't figured out what it's actually there for. If anybody knows, drop it in the comments for me, because I would love to know. Anybody else have this Easy Bow Maker Deluxe? Okay, so you guys can probably see how stretched these are. So now I'm going to take my pipe cleaner. Cross it in the center and pull it tight. I knew that was going to happen. So let's do this. Just give me a second. I do not want to lose this bow. Now I'm gonna feed this back through. Maybe. Get out of my way, material. I usually try to do the same color, but it doesn't always work. I'm gonna just make sure that this is lined up. Nothing's trying to fall out the sides. Before I give it another tight pull. Clip that off. Now the fun part begins. Okay, now I like to start on one side, and I try to use my tails if I can. Okay, but I like to spread out my loops. Don't be afraid to pull on them. Make them go where you want and do what you want. Oh, you want over there, that's fine. Put you over on that side. And we'll bring you down here. Yes, talking to your bow does make it work better. Just saying, it's a little secret, but okay. Now we have our very flimsy gold. Actually, let's do it this way. I think you'll go that way better. Okay, so there's that one. There's that side. So we're gonna pull this all back, lift that all up, get to our bottom layer, poof out all of our loops. Okay, so we can take that one there. Probably take that one. We'll try to take this one up here. That one there. Put that one there. That there. Okay, without doing my dovetails or anything yet, that's not too shabby. And when I do my dovetails, I'm going to teach you guys something that was taught to me, and it makes sense. Most people, when I watch tutorials, they do their dovetails this way. The wire edge is at the top, and they cut this way. Yes. But regardless, where they hit the wire is up here. The meatiest part of your scissors is back here. That is where the heavy duty cutting is taking place, not up here at the tip. So I learned from somebody, I don't even know who, it was a tutorial I watched, that if you do it this way, you get one smooth cut the whole way because you're cutting the wire first with the meatier part of the scissors. I hope that makes sense. Give you guys a little tip there. So ever since I watched that, it made sense in my head. So I thought, well, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna cut it. That makes sense. And it allows you also to cut or dovetail multiple ribbon pieces at one time as well. Okay, the only thing left to do, and I usually do it before I start fluffing, but for the sake of time and wanting to show you guys the bow and everything, I didn't do it, but I'll go back and do it later. I take a piece of ribbon. In this case, it would probably be the green on the bottom. Make a thin strip. Here, I'll show you. I may not do it right now, but I can show you. To just take a piece long enough that's gonna wrap the whole way around your ribbon. This is like the only one that I have a pin for. Cut off your wired edge, just right inside the wire edge there. Just get it off of there. You don't need it. Just really close to the edge. Okay. And then you're just going to fold it in. You could even do a little hot glue or something if you wanted to keep it still for you. And then you're just going to take it and put it down over to cover the zip tie. And then usually on the back, I don't even know where my center is right now. Let me see. Here we go. I'll have to go back and fluff my bow again later. Ooh, this ribbon's coming apart. You can do a couple of things. You can make sure it stays folded in the front if your ribbon is fraying like mine is. But you can just tie a knot with it. It's like my hair. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to fix that because you can see the shedding. Okay, so in that particular case, you don't need to cut the wire off, but usually, I did not know it was gonna shed that way, but usually you would take the wire off and it just makes it easier to fold it and get it around. So we're gonna call bow number 1 done for right now. What do you think? Could still use a little fluffing, I know. And just set that off to the side somewhere. Okay, that was with the Easy Bow Maker. Now we're going to do the Bowdabra. Okay? Now, when you're using it, this like this side here or this side here is going to be facing you, not where it says Bowdabra real pretty on the edges. You're going to set it this way. Now, you don't have anything to pull out to give you measurements or anything, so you're like, okay, well, how do I do this? Well, what I like to do is I set my center here in at the 10 mark on my cutting mat, and then I'm able to use that as measurement. If you do not have a glass cutting mat, what you can do is you can find the center for this and use a ruler. Okay, whatever you guys can use to measure, whatever works, however it's going to work out for you. Because not everybody can afford to make or go out and buy all these tools. Okay. This is fun ribbon. I am going to have glitter everywhere. It's going to be on my face. It's going to be on my clothes. I am right-handed, so I always stick my end from the right. So my tail is going to start on the left side. And unless I am purposely trying to do long tails, I don't measure my tails. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just don't. But when you're making your loop, if you can try and have the center of this at your 10-inch mark, then you'll know when you get out to 16 that that's your 6-inch loop. I know, obvious, nothing like stating the obvious, right? Okay, so there's one 6-inch loop. Let me see. I wrote this all out so I wouldn't, so I need 6 loops. We're gonna do 3 on each side of this one. Okay, let's get you up to 10. And then once you get those first 2 loops, I just go by them. They're my measurement. They're my ruler after this. Just trying to make sure it's laying right before I go on. Okay, there's 2 6-inch loops. There's 3 on that side. I will say though, if you do not have something to measure, the Bowdabra is probably the easiest one to get lopsided loops on. So my tails are in opposite corners when I do this. Let me just roll that back up a little bit. Contain the glitter. That is stiff ribbon right there. Yep, here comes the fun part. My luck, that'll all come unrolled. Okay, so we're doing a decent sized tail. I'm guessing it's probably about 7 or 8 inches right there. And now my snowflakes. I will come in probably about a 1/2 inch since I started these at 6 inches. We're gonna do 2 loops on each side of this one too. Now there is another piece that goes with this. I can go get it. I know exactly where it's at, but I never use it. It's to help push your bow and like all your ribbon in the center here, help to push it down. At least that's the only use of it that I'm aware of. Anybody have any fun tips on how to fix this besides trying to hot glue it to that teeny tiny little piece of cardboard in there? Any tips or tricks on that would be appreciated. Oh. So I do not like when they tape the ribbon, because then it ruins a piece of it right where you're pulling the tape off, and then you end up wasting a whole bunch of ribbon. I don't like that. Okay. So now we're gonna do our 3rd ribbon in here, which is so pretty. Okay, and we're gonna come in another about a 1/2 inch. Wow, did that get twisted? I hate it when my shorts gets twisted. Who knows? Who knows what I just quoted? Come on, somebody out there has to know what I just quoted. Anybody who grew up in the 80s watching movies. All right, let me grab that other piece real quick. It'll take me a second. All right, so this is what it is. Okay, all this is for you to hold on to and push it down that way. And you can go down. The one side of mine have always been so like really stuck together more so than the other. So, you know, if it's kind of getting crazy, out of control, guess what? It doesn't do anything. The bow just pops right back up. So I don't know. If there's something else that this gets used for, I am totally unaware of it. Okay, now we're going to do the cardinal ribbon. So pretty. Okay. And I think we're just doing one loop of each on this one. Okay, now, I usually like to have a longer zip tie, but this is all I had. So all I do, you guys can see, is I start lifting it up till I can get my zip tie to slide through. I feed it in before I even pick it up, and I am pulling it while it's in there before I pull it out, so it doesn't have a chance to go all cockeyed and weird. Okay? Now, I don't care that the nub is up here. I'm gonna cover it with ribbon and you're not gonna see it. But if you feel better, you can take it down around the back and put it in the back. But before you do too tight, just need a little room to get your zip or pipe cleaner in here. Okay, so once you have your pipe cleaner in there, which you can also include that in the beginning before you finish, then you're going to pull this nice and snug. Hate when it starts to roll to one side. Okay. And then probably a piece of glitter. Again, it doesn't really matter. Take off the rubber or the wired edge or don't. I don't think it's gonna matter really. Now, like I said, you can just tie this, or this material is not really best for tying. I forgot to turn my hot glue gun on, but we can also glue it. So why don't I get started on the hand bow? I'll put that aside and we'll come back to that in a minute and I'll show you. Now, I do not have strong hands. I cannot hold my entire, look at all this glitter. Oh my gosh, it's like a huge pile of it right there. Sorry, just had to get rid of some of it. I mean, it's everywhere. Jared's gonna kill me because it's on his penguin shirt. Oh man. All right, guys. For our hand bow, how long do you want your tail? Find out. Lay it down at the 0. Find out how long you want your tail. I usually don't want my tails to be more than 8. Okay? And then just gather across and pinch it with your left hand. Boy, I hope you guys are righties because I don't know how to tell you to do this otherwise. Now, I have this pinched in my left hand at where the tail is. Okay? I am not going to twist it. I'm going to bring that pinch back to the 0. And how big do I want my loops? Do I want 6-inch loops? Usually that's what I want. So I'm going to go out to the 12 and I'm going to gather that up. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is bring it in to my other where I have it pinched. Now you're going to twist. Okay. You're going to make a little bit of a twist, but you're still leaving the ribbon face side up. So where you're pinching, put that back at the 0 again. Come out 12 inches. Gather it. And now all you're going to do is just bring it up underneath almost. Okay. So now we have 2 6-inch loops and a tail right now. Okay. And we're going to twist that again. I am not going to be able to do 6 loops on this because I will not be able to hold that much. So we're back out to 12. We're going to scrunch it, bring it in, give it a twist. Bring it in. And we're just going to end it right there because I literally cannot hold on to any more. My hand is cramping. So I'm going to take a zip tie before my hand cramps so bad I can't even hold this. Okay. So let me just think of something here before I cut that off. Okay, so we've got 4 loops here. And let's say I did want 6 and I have nothing else, but I don't have a Bowdabra. I don't have anything but my hands to make this bow. Okay, well, let me snip this off. And yeah, I put a zip tie on there, but let's get our last 2 loops here. Okay, so we're gonna scrunch that in. Let me think here where I'm at with this. We're on this side, so all right. Okay, so bring that in. Give it a twist without actually twisting, if that makes any sense. And bring this one up. And now we can cut our tail. And I'm just going to take another zip tie. doesn't work left-handed for me. All right, so now we have another zip tie on here. Oh well, can't even see the first zip tie. Okay, but we have our base. We have our loops and our tails. They're laying the way we want it. Okay, so now what you can do is you can use, if your nubs are not sticking out the side, you can use this to hold everything, so then you can start stacking your bow. Or you don't have to use it. I'm just letting you know that you can if you need to. I use it still sometimes, but we're just gonna set that off to the side. Thinner ribbons are not as bad. Okay. Cannot get this to go tight on this roll. It's just gonna come off. Ah, forgive me. This stuff is not wrapping back up the way I would normally like it to. Let's get a pin in there. All right, that's done. Okay. Ow. Well, that's all right. I did them out of order, how I had planned, but that's okay. We're just gonna mix it up a little bit here. Okay, now we're gonna do this again. We're gonna find our 8 inches. We're gonna pinch it. We're gonna take our pinch down to the 0 mark. And now I'm going to gather at 11 inches. And bring it in. Give it a twist. But I'm still keeping the material good side up. Okay, bring this one in underneath. Give it a twist. Gather at the 11. Bring it in, give it a twist. Bring it in. Pinch it or gather, get it to the, gather at the 11 and bring it in. Can get that out. Okay, and I only wanted 4 loops total. Okay, before I do it tight, make sure my loops are good. And then give it a nice tight pull. Clip it off. You could dovetail your edges right now if you wanted to. We're just gonna set it over there with that one. What the heck? Why are my pins bending? Wow. Okay. All right, now we're going to take our next layer. We're going to pinch, or we're going to gather it at the 10. Oh, nope, sorry. Let me get my tail first. So we're going to gather at the 8, get my tail. Then we're going to gather at the 10. Bring that in. Twist. Bring that up, twist. Bring that in, twist. Gather it at the 10. Twist. Okay, just make sure you got your loops all matching up. Make sure your tails are twisted the way they need to go, and then pull that tight. And set that over there on top of your other 3. And last but not least, you know what, I'm gonna need a piece of that green, I think. Let me just get that cut off. Last is our 1.5 inch candies. Okay, so we're gonna give ourselves that 8-inch tail. We're gonna pinch it. Then we're gonna come out to the 9 and gather. See, I'm coming in 1 inch with every one. Twist it. Gather it at the 9. Bring that in. Grab a hold of it and give it a twist. Bring that in. Give it a twist. And bring that in and give it a twist. And my hand is cramping so bad. Okay. Now we've got all 4 separate pieces, right? You can dovetail whenever, wherever. If you want to do it at the end, once everything's all together, that's fine. If you want to do it before you put everything together, that's fine. What I am going to do right now is just quickly give them each a nice little dovetail. And then we'll put it together. And then I'll go back through and trim any down further if I need to. Now, there are tons of different ways to make bows. There's cut and measure out your ribbon and then fold it and glue it. I'm not against any way to make a ribbon. I'll tell you that right now. Not at all. I think any way that a bow, any way you can make a beautiful bow, do it. I only recently became able to do the hand bow because my hands are very weak and they usually just hurt so bad. They ache right along with the rest of me. And I can't always bend them or make fists with them. So, you guys have a preference on how this gets put together? Should it go that way? Should it go that way? Oh, I don't think I like that way. I think I like it this way. Okay, so all we're gonna do, and you guys can twist them up, lay them in going this way if you want. Where it looks like I have, 2 loops and a tail and 2 loops and a tail instead of going in that way. It just depends on you guys, how everything lays and how you want it to lay, where you want everything to be. Okay? Then we're gonna come and we're gonna put this one in. Trying to think how I wanna, yeah, that's working. We'll just keep it. Okay, so now we need a long zip tie or a long pipe cleaner. Whatever works better for you. And you're just going to wrap it around to the bottom. Just make sure that everything is facing out the way you want it to be facing before you yeah, just make sure that everything's going the way you want it or laying the way that you want it before you tighten that up tight. And you're also going to want to feed a pipe cleaner through so you have something to attach it to the wreath. Okay. Now that my hot glue gun is warmed up, I'm going to put that aside. We're going to come back and finish up this one here. Just make sure that your pipe cleaner is coming out on both sides so that you don't accidentally glue it down. And I'm just gonna put some hot glue right there. Fold that over. And when this one comes up, Just hold that there for a second until it dries. Unless it's too hot, then use your scissors or something else. Okay, and then again, I do it the same way every time I do my bow. Bring that down. Bring that one down. Bring that down. Okay, so we've got half of it fluffed and the other half not. So we're going to take this tie up. We're going to take that loop down over there. Going to keep that one in the center. And we're going to hold this over here out of the way for a minute. I need to get one of those things that you can like hook your bow onto and then fluff it. I don't have anything because everything I have is it moves on, or what I have it attached to will slide around. So what do you guys think so far? Did one way look easier than the other? Any way you're excited to go and try now? Hey, Kim. Hello, Darlene. Rocio, you said the first one. So you liked it with the easy bow maker the best. Do you mind if, I mean, not that it matters, but do you mind if I just ask you why? All right, so there's one bow. What do you guys think? Good ribbon choices at all? Hello, Tanya from New Cumberland, PA. Well, you're not that far away from me, I don't think. I'm in Pittsburgh. Oh, where did I even put the first one? Here we go. Let's see. Rocio, was it the ribbons you liked or was it the method? Just out of curiosity for this one. I can help anybody who's trying to do a hand bow. I can do a zoom in on my hands and try to help you if that is the type of bow that you want to try to make. Just shoot me a message and ask, and I would be more than happy to do that. Oh my goodness, Jarrett's gonna kill me when he sees this glitter. Okay, we still need to glue and fluff. All right, this ribbon does not like to be punctured at all. What does that tell you about ribbon? You can't even puncture it with a pin. All right, back to our hand bow. I mean, the nice thing here is that the hand bow is sort of already fluff for you. You're just gonna kind of, you know, smooth them out and open your loops up. Make sure they're where you want them to be. But that is one thing I like about the hand bow, is that you don't have to like really fluff it again. Okay, I think I got that glued in. My white has its own glitter to it, like in a silvery way, but I'm getting all this extra green on it. And I'm not completely done fluffing everything here, but what do you guys think? It's a pretty nice hand bow, huh? I mean, there's really no major difference between any of them, I don't believe. Oh my God. Oh my God, there's so much glitter. Oh, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. Okay, so let me see if I can lay them all here for you guys to see them all. I doubt it. This shit never works for me. This needs trimmed in more. Okay, guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys have a favorite? And I'll be honest, guys, between the two devices, the Easy Bow Maker Deluxe and the Bowdabra, I lean toward the Bowdabra because it holds my cruffles. It helps me make a bow. It helps hold my hand bow when I'm making a hand bow. So it has multiple different purposes. Whereas the Easy Bow Maker, it kind of has its one purpose and that's it. I would use it for the cruffle, but like I said, those dowels can pop off of there pretty easily sometimes.